it's not like people before me didn't realize that reusability was a thing. Werner von Braun was actually big on reusability. He really wanted to push a reusability design, but thus far, for whatever reason, no rocket organization has been able to execute on reusability until SpaceX.
Hey guys, so look at the sign behind me. I'm here in front of Stargate, which is of course the Starbase headquarters, and I just spoke with Elon Musk about this incredible day here down in South Texas, the fourth flight of Starship, a truly historic day. We got our mics, we got the phone, good old iPhone, and we are trying to pick which questions. We have a few questions. Oh, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Formally.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, how are you feeling after today's Flight 4?
Great. I think the Starship performed very well, and the SpaceX team done an incredible job.
Talk about the views from Starlink. I want to give a shout out to Starlink. It powered my live stream and obviously the 3+ million people who watched on X.
Yeah, we actually had, I think, 16 video feeds or thereabouts from Starlink, some of which were external, most of which were internal, just looking at the internal systems for kind of debugging issues. And yeah, we had almost continuous Starlink coverage. For the next flight, we're making some adjustments to Starlink, so we'll actually have completely continuous the entire way.
I'm sure everyone at home would love that. Would you say that fourth time is the charm maybe for SpaceX as we look at Falcon 1's history?
The fourth launch is certainly great. I mean, third launch was solid too. I mean, we did make it to orbit. By normal standards, that would be a success on the third launch. For this launch, we hit two key reusability milestones, which was having the booster boost back to a precise location and execute a landing burn and land softly in the water, which it did, and getting the ship to go all the way through the super high heating of reentry, where it's coming in like a meteor, and then maintain control subsonically, and land in a pretty precise location. Well, it was technically 6 kilometers off geographically, but the ship was able to maintain control and then relight the three Raptor engines for landing. So that's a super successful day. Yeah.
As you were watching, people are saying on X, the little flap that could, what was going through your mind?
I was surprised that the flap lasted so long. So it's, because it's, once the heat shield tiles are gone, you really just have bare steel, which is mostly the sort of SX300 steel alloy, and it was actually quite surprising how well the steel held up despite the extreme heating.
Yeah.
So I thought the flap would fail because it's not supposed to be able to survive, but it did.
I think a lot of us were surprised. Does that validate your choice to use stainless steel?
Yeah, absolutely. If we'd used carbon fiber or aluminum, they both would have failed due to high heating.
Now, we saw you post on X that maybe Flight 5 you'll attempt to catch. What do you think is the likelihood of that?
Well, I need to regroup with the team and confirm that there aren't any other known issues, but I think given that the booster came back, came to a precise location, came to essentially zero velocity landing on the ocean, I think we should probably try to catch it with the tower arms on the next flight.
Absolutely. I was lucky enough to take a tour of Starbase, and it's amazing that you guys are able to manage construction and production at the same time. Tell me about the team down here at SpaceX.
Yeah, well, we've always done, we've been doing continuous construction of the factory and the launch site while doing development of the rocket. That's been the case, ever since we came out here. I mean, for 3 years, this was my primary residence. I lived here kind of building up the Starbase factory and launch site from basically nothing, from just being a sandbar. And we're just trying to figure out how to work with stainless steel as opposed to aluminum, lithium, and carbon, and how to deal with methane as a cryogenic fuel instead of kerosene or refined jet fuel. So, so it's really always been a case of build the factory, build the launch site, and keep developing the rocket.
And if people have never been down to Starbase, this is much more than a factory. You're trying to maybe build out a city. Can you tell me more about your vision?
It's not, a city would be a strong word, but
Okay.
maybe a small town.
Does having a young workforce benefit SpaceX by not having preconceived notions?
Well, we have people that range from, sort of 70 to 18. So it's really a wide range. I don't know about age. I mean, really, it's a question of mindset. Is somebody gung-ho about the future and wanting to drive advanced technology as fast as possible? That can be true at any age.
What kinds of missions do you think SpaceX could accept that will act as development stepping stones towards Mars?
Well, we're seeing the development stepping stones to Mars here, which is the fundamental breakthrough that is needed for life to become multiplanetary is a fully and rapidly reusable rocket. So that means that the boost stage and the upper stage or ship must both come back to the launch site and be immediately able to fly again with no refurbishment. This has never been accomplished. The closest that anyone's ever gone is Falcon 9, where the booster comes back and is quickly available for flight in really less than a week. And the fairing or nose cone is also refurbished for flight. The only thing that's lost is the upper stage. So in terms of, Falcon 9 is the first rocket ever to demonstrate commercially feasible reusability. In fact, or another way of saying it is reusability that actually mattered and was useful.
Right.
Now, Falcon 9 still, we lose the upper stage. So Falcon 9 is about 80% reusable, but it's also not rapidly reusable in terms of enabling immediate reflight. So with Starship, the whole thing will be reusable and it's designed for immediate reflight. That's a very profound thing. That is the fundamental thing that is necessary to make life multiplanetary. I would put everything else in the category of being really a different order of magnitude of difficulty. I don't think it will be very difficult to survive on Mars, frankly. I think it'll, from a technology challenge standpoint, that is small compared to full and rapid reusability. We live on a planet with a deep gravity well and a thick atmosphere. This makes full reusability extremely difficult. If gravity was even 10% lower, it would be easy. And if it was 10% higher, it would be impossible. So, it's not as though prior rocket designers, it's not like people before me didn't realize that reusability was a thing. Werner von Braun was actually big on reusability. He really wanted to push a reusability design. And he was a brilliant guy. And he had many sort of design ideas for that, as did others. But thus far, for whatever reason, no rocket organization has been able to execute on reusability until SpaceX. And Starship is the first rocket design where full and rapid reusability is in fact possible. Because what this does is drop the cost of space transport by at least 100-fold, maybe 1,000-fold. So it's a gigantic difference, as it would be for any mode of transport. If it was cars, horses, bicycles, airplanes, imagine if you needed to get a new airplane with every flight.
Right.
Air flight would be impossible for almost anyone.
One thing that never ceases to amaze me is there's not enough people that really know what's going on with Starship, and why is it important to generate public interest?
It's not, I mean, I do think we want the public on our side and supportive, but we're not trying to maximize public awareness. I think a large portion of the public is aware of it, and I think when we start taking astronauts to the moon, and especially Mars, everyone on Earth will know about it.
At what point do you think it would be safe for people to bring or have children on Mars?
Well, I think you can have children on Mars as soon as you're able to. I wouldn't bring children initially because it's dangerous. The first flights may not succeed. It's a hazardous environment, so, but I think within, I don't know, less than 10 years of the initial landings, I would expect that it's safe to bring kids.
Do you think that you'll go to Mars in your lifetime?
Depends. If I live long enough, then yes.
I just want to say that I am so incredibly grateful for Elon Musk taking some time to talk to me on the same day of IFT4. It was already such an amazingly successful day with the launch that we witnessed, and then to be able to talk to Elon on top of it was really just the icing on the cake. I have been working for a very long time to get an interview like this, so if you would like to support my work, it really goes a long way, as this is my full-time job and the revenue can be very inconsistent. I thought about breaking this up into many different clips, and you might see some shorts, but I just wanted to give you the full Starship recap from Elon the day after the Starship launch. So hopefully you appreciate it. And I just can't express how grateful I am for Elon making time to talk to me. And of course, so incredibly proud of the SpaceX team. Humanity has a bright future thanks to the Starship program and what SpaceX is doing, making the world's first fully reusable rocket. We are well on our way, and it is so amazing to see it unfold in person. I've been lucky enough to cover all 4 launches now from the roof of Margaritaville, and to talk to Elon on one of the launch days. I don't even know if I'm dreaming. So I might make an additional video about this experience, but I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please share it if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I am feeling very excited to talk to Elon. I've been following the Starship program now since 2021, actually on the ground here. And so it's actually very surreal, and to be doing it on such a successful flight day for IFT4 is kind of the best time to do it. And so I'm really excited to share this moment in history.